What if I told you that the most legendary, unapologetic, eat-it-on-a-street corner food in America wasn't created by Michelin-starred chefs or corporate focus groups? It didn't start as a trend. It started as a survival tactic. It was born from the hands of immigrants who arrived in Philadelphia with empty pockets and a head full of traditions from the old world. They cooked with scraps, they improvised with whatever was available, and they accidentally created a flavor profile that changed the American palate forever. I'm Drew, and today on Origin Plate, we are deconstructing the Dina of Philadelphia. We're going deep on 10 iconic dishes that were straight up invented in the city of brotherly love. From a sandwich that became a global religion to a breakfast meat made from parts of the pig most people are too afraid to name. Let's decode the plate. The countdown. 1. The cheesesteak, the religion of 1930. We begin at the altar, the Philly cheesesteak. The year is 1930. Pat Olivieri is a humble hot dog vendor working a busy corner in South Philadelphia. One afternoon, bored of his own menu, he throws some beef scraps on the grill just to feed himself. A passing cab driver catches the scent, demands a taste, and the rest is history. Pat ditched the hot dogs, and a legend was born. Whether you go provolone, American, or the controversial Cheese Whiz, one thing is non-negotiable: thinly shaved ribeye on a crusty Amoroso roll with an attitude that says, "This isn't just lunch, it's a way of life." 2. The soft pretzel, the daily ritual. While the rest of the country views soft pretzels as a mall snack or a stadium gimmick, Philadelphia thinks that's adorable. German immigrants brought the baking technique here in the 18th century, but Philly turned it into a street-side obsession. This is a city that consumes more pretzels per capita than anywhere else in the world. They are thinner, saltier, and denser than the breadier versions you find elsewhere. In Philly, a warm pretzel wrapped in a paper bag with a swipe of spicy mustard is the breakfast of champions. 3. The hoagie, the shipyard legend. Sub, hero, grinder, po' boy, call it what you want elsewhere. But in Philly, it's a hoagie. The most enduring origin story takes us to Hog Island, a massive shipyard during World War I. Italian immigrant workers would pack giant sandwiches stuffed with cured meats and sharp cheeses to fuel their grueling shifts. The Hog Island sandwich eventually shortened to hoagie. Today, it's a masterclass in structural integrity: layers of capicola, provolone, and oil and vinegar soaked lettuce on a roll that won't quit. 4. Water ice, the summer institution. If you ask for Italian ice in South Philly, you've already failed the test. It's water ice. This isn't a snow cone, and it isn't sorbet. When done right, the texture exists in a magical state between liquid and solid, velvety smooth and intensely flavored. While brands like Rita's have taken it national, the real soul of water ice lives in the neighborhood, walk-up windows that have been serving lemon and cherry scoops to sweltering Philadelphians for nearly a century. 5. Tastykake, the hometown identity. Founded in 1914, Tastykake's more than a snack company, it's a regional identity document. While other brands fled the city, Tastykake stayed, baking in Philly for over 100 years. If you want to see a local get emotional, ask them about butterscotch crimpets or peanut butter candy cakes. It's not just about the sugar, it's about a loyalty to a brand that never left the neighborhood. 6. Scrapple, the art of the scrap. This one requires a bit of culinary bravery. Scrapple is a literal brick of everything but the oink. Born from the waste, not philosophy of Pennsylvania, Dutch, and German settlers, it's a mix of pork scraps, cornmeal, and heavy spices. Slice thin and pan-fried until the outside is a shattering crisp, while the inside remains soft and savory. It's been a Philadelphia breakfast staple for 300 years. Don't ask what's in it, just pass the maple syrup. 7. Tomato pie, the bakery class. Do not call this pizza. Philadelphia tomato pie is its own category. Served at room temperature on a thick focaccia-like crust, it features a chunky, slightly sweet tomato gravy with little to no cheese. Italian bakeries in South Philly perfected this in the early 1900s because it could sit on a counter all day without refrigeration. It's the ultimate party food and a testament to the power of a perfect sauce. 8. The whoopie pie, the Amish legacy. 2 rounds of chocolate cake with a cloud of cream in the middle. While Maine claims ownership, Philadelphia area historians point to the Amish and Mennonite communities of Lancaster County as the true architects. Legend says children would shout whoopee when they found them in their lunch pails. Whether you call it a cake or a sandwich, it's a Pennsylvania Dutch masterpiece that Philly has claimed as its own. 9. Pork roll, the breakfast non-negotiable. Technically born across the river in Trenton in 1856, Philadelphia adopted the pork roll so completely it's now a city institution. It is unapologetically processed, salty, and savory, sliced and fried until the edges curl, then stacked with egg and cheese on a hard roll. It is the only acceptable way to start a Philadelphia morning before 11 a.m. 10. Frank's Black Cherry Wishniak. We end with the ultimate, if you know, you know item. Wishniak is a Yiddish word for sour cherry, and this soda has been a Philly staple for a century. It's a deep, dark, almost aggressively flavored cherry soda that is virtually unknown 100 miles outside the city limits. It's the perfect symbol of Philly food. It's not trying to trend. It's just sitting in the deli cooler, waiting for those who know real flavor. The verdict, the power of adaptation. Almost every dish on this list follows the same forensic pattern. Someone arrived in Philadelphia with a tradition from home, lacked the correct ingredients, and improvised. The hoagie is shipyard ingenuity. Scrapple is settler efficiency. The cheesesteak is a hot dog vendor's happy accident. Philadelphia didn't invent food to win awards. It invented food to feed people who worked hard. And that is exactly why it has lasted. Which of these origin plate staples are you trying first? If you've never had a Wishniak, I'm telling you, it hits different. Let us know in the comments, subscribe for more culinary history, and as always, stay curious. We'll see you at the next map.